Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play some more Swing Over Stands. I think today we're going to finish Ford's route, finally. So let's go. The dates continue in the quiet alcove of Gravity Falls Library, and on the roof of the shacks past midnight. They is simple compared to the production Maple whipped up for the night of the meteor shower, but Ford seems more comfortable this way, and really, so are you. You learned more about him, but it's like he's still holding something back. In your conversations, it feels less like he's just spent a year away sailing, and more like he spent half his life in another universe. Well, about that. For instance, during that afternoon at the library, he attempted to print nearly 3 decades worth of academic papers in physics, and you had to remind him about the existence of PDF downloads and USB drives. And archive.org. For whatever past he's hiding, you're not sure you ever find out. The magic stand worked on your car has rendered it almost operational again, meaning that your time at Gravity Falls is coming to a close, and that today is the last date you have with Ford. He arrived at Gravity Falls Community Pool just a minute after sunset. Pinks, orange, and yellow streak across the sky like a splash of maple juice. Despite being only hours for the community pool, the front gate is open. Thanks, Dipper. And you slide inside, taking in the abandoned floaties and one several times special edition soggy towel on the floor. A few minutes pass before Ford arrives, signaling by his accidental slip on said several times paper towel and a quiet curse as clumsiness. Don't worry, I nearly stood on it too. Someone must have left it behind, though maybe for a good reason. He picked up the towel between forefinger and thumb. Something sticky dropped off it in deep Chris' forehead. Ford shudders and drops it again. Children and their boy bands. Make sure Maple's not around to hear that. I'm fairly certain she'll disown you. At least BABBA actually had some good songs back in the day. At least Baba actually had some good songs back in their day. Ford turns to you, and you know something. His curious expression softens as you stare at him and make his way over to you, tilting his head down in your direction. Curse him for being so dang tall and cute, even though... Ford? Yes? You have a Californian fridge magnet stuck to your forehead. Ford immediately flushes bright red, eyes wide in surprise. Really? Pull it off his forehead. He pulled the magnet off his forehead, examining it for a moment, and then lightly tap his nose with it. His flush a somehow deep pink, grinning bashfully at you. Ford sits on the edge of the pool and dangles his feet in. Having not worn a swimsuit, you have one under your clothing, but you're kind of nervous to get undressed. Do that thing. Stay dressed. Wait. You sit with Ford at the edge of the pool, swinging your legs back and forth in the water. The two of you sit in silence for a moment. Do you want to go swimming a lot? Do you go swimming a lot? Me? No. I used to swim a lot as a child, since we lived close to the ocean, but now, not really. Why not? Never had the time, I suppose. I was always so busy with my work that I never realized we even had a community pool until Maple told me about it. It goes quiet again. Ford's hand skims through the surface of the water, tracing tiny waves with his fingers. He looks in deep thought, like something is troubling him. Stay silent. You stay silent. Instead of staring, start swirling your fingers in the water too, occasionally curling your finger around it. It's an accident of course. Eventually, you both stop messing with the water and leave your fingers linked together, which gradually turns into his hand taking yours, and all of your fingers intertwine, knuckles blushing against the water. Ford swallows. Out of the corner of your eye, you see his face tilted pink, and it's probably not from the sunset. He seems nervous, more nervous than on your Maple certified date of dreams, which is strange considering the context. That one was pretty forced. Yeah, that definitely was forced. Ford, do you trust me? The question comes out in one breath. Out of nowhere, his grip on your hand tightens. Why do you ask? What do you say? Why do you ask? He rubs his back of his neck with his free hand. A small, reflexive gesture. 6 fingers dripping beneath the high collar of his sweater. There are things that I still haven't told you yet. Things about myself. Things I'm not sure you're like. Of course, there's the Grunkle Ford side of things with Dipper and Maple, but you don't really know what happened to me while I was studying here 30 years ago. You don't really know what happened to me here while I was studying here 30 years ago. Actually, I do, but the character doesn't. When you're ready, you can tell me. Ford, you don't have to go into detail about it if you're not ready to. Ford looks down at the water. As reflection, he frowns, closing his eyes, and thinks for a moment. You've proven yourself to be a good companion. To put it lightly, of course, the whole dating thing. He brushes. Ford coughs when you start giggling. Well, what I mean is, there's nothing out about you that could do me no specific harm. Just wait until I peel off my human skin and become a lizard person. Within the set of species residing on the Earth, there exists a race of lizard people, and surely they walk among us, Digilife. The subject is no joking matter. You stare at him, an eyebrow raised. Oh, come on. Mothman exists, of course. Lizard people exist. Both of you burst out laughing, the sounds echoing around the empty pool, and from the corner of your eye, you notice Ford scooting closer to you. Digilife, you haven't heard of Gravity Falls until you crash into the shack because of my magnet gun, correct? You read about the shack before being a tourist trap in Oregon, but that was about it. Gravity Falls wasn't even on the map. Why do you ask? That'll be expected. Most people don't know about Gravity Falls until they see it for themselves, or to elaborate research on it. Remember when we went hunting for the Mothman? How I warned you about the other creatures that can be found in the woods and around town? Even the leprechaun and the grim goblin and others that he told me about, right? There are so many more oddities, bizarre creatures, graphical anomalies, secret societies, and strange townspeople. Like I said before, this unique concentration of weirdness is what draws me to Gravity Falls in the first place, made it a perfect place to conduct my research. He's gonna tell us about his flight into the other universes. We're not gonna be surprised. I'm definitely not. Why was awareness satirized to Gravity Falls? Is it a hellmouth? Exactly. That's why I was wondered. My biggest question during these studies was why? Why was this town so strange? Hellmouth. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Hellmouth. I tried to find myself an answer to unify theory that would pull my research scare and finally grant me success. But I hit a wall in my research. I had no ideas, no leads, with nothing and no one to help me until I found a being by the name of Bill Cipher. Of course, we're gonna finally get Bill reference. He came to me in my dreams, claiming he was a godly muse, a friend, someone who could do a lot to help, a lot with a little help, and I believed him. Ford continues with a certain bitterness you certainly never heard in his tone before. I put my unconditional trust in him. I asked for his wisdom, for his guidance, put him in a godly pedestal and worshipped him, even going as far as to litter my house with his image, and pretty much date him. Did you build the door? What happened to it? What happened to it? Well, when I constructed Bill about my unified fairy, he told me that my answer lay in another dimension, and he could help me build a port to it. Yeah. Obviously, I built it without hesitation, without thought, and instead of being a doorway to a wilderness dimension, as I've been led to believe, it turned out to lead to the nightmare realm, Bill's realm. He tricked me. All he had won was to cross into our dimension and model it into his own chaotic image. I shot the putter down before his plans could be realized, but it was too late. My mind was in shambles from Bill's influence. I could have ended it. I could have torn the portal down, but I had to put so much into making it work. I hid the restrictions for its operation. Instead, I tried to entrust a piece of it to Stanley, but after 10 years apart, Ford pauses in a deep breath. We fought. In the midst of it all, one of us pushed the button and pulled a switch. The portal was reactivated that day, and I was pulled into it. I spent the next 30 years in the portal. Years of searching for an answer to a new question. How to defeat Bill once and for all. I was pulled back to this dimension, my home dimension, totally, and all this frustration came crashing down. In this tiny town, in a grand multiverse, I truly believed I was meant for something more. Bill told me that I had changed the world. I never questioned it. If it would be better or for worse. You were doing what you thought was best. At the time, of course, but I realized the repercussions of my actions would be so catastrophic. But you did it, right? Did what? You built the portal, left, came back, Electra. I realized you wouldn't be here. I did, yes, but I didn't do it alone. I was pulled back through the portal by Stanley himself and Dipper and Maple, of course. However, because of the portal had been reactivated, Bill could enter our world at any time. I destroyed the portal device once and for all, but what was left was the interdimensional rift in space and time, left over from the portal's last operation. It had the potential to let Bill through to our dimension and contain it, but the rift shattered. Bill entered the physical realm and wreaked havoc on Gravity Falls in an event called Weird Mageddon. I need to rewatch the show. I'm actually rewatching now, and I'm in episode 2 of the series again. Bizarre Galvin would have been better. What did you do? Me? I was captured, turned into this sideshow at the devil's right hand, with my family was left to deal with the remains of my grave mistake. It was the apocalypse, weirdness exploding from every corner, anomalies, even I couldn't spine everywhere. It was all Bill's doing. But he breathes out, frustrated with himself. It was still my fault. As much as I wanted to go back on myself and say it wasn't, I still caused the whole thing. I brought Bill here. I helped him with his plan. Yeah, it might have been your fault. Wait. Ford Jolt's turning to you. I mean, it was, even if you didn't mean to. You had some fault in the matter. Ford stares at you, as to think, trying to phrase your words correctly. But you thought what you were doing with the portal and all would help your research. That it would lead to your success. Yeah, you read Bill wrong, but it's nothing in the world. Well, it was, but... Ford laughs at that, and you never heard a more relieved sound in that moment. But you and your family managed to stop Bill and stop the end of the world, and I think you learned something from that, you know? And what would that be? That you don't have to take everything on alone. You grip Ford's hand, Tyan's. That you could trust our people to help you with your burns, too heavy to carry alone. Ford nods, squeezing your hand. It was awful and bad, yeah, and you messed up, but it doesn't define you. You're incredibly intelligent and fun to hang out with, and sure, sometimes I don't understand half the science-y stuff that comes out of your mouth, but that's all part of you, and that makes me like you all the same. Ford finally turns around at you. Ford finally turns to look at you. He winds an arm around your shoulder. He scoots closer and complete the hug, gripping your arm across his middle and hugging him tight. Thank you for listening to me ramble. It wasn't rambling. It was your life. And I'm very happy to hear more about you whenever you want to tell me more. Ford pauses, thinking. My favorite snack foods are jelly beans. I hate toffee peanuts. Honestly, I kind of guessed the whole jelly bean thing. Ford laughs, and you laugh with him. Nuzzling into his chest, you feel him swallow before he presses his lips to the top of your head. Thank you. You're welcome, Ford. He smiles at you a moment longer. Then it falls as he sobers. I suppose I wanted to tell you because you're leaving soon. The acknowledgement that in a matter of days your time in Gravity Falls will be over should feel final, but instead it feels distant. You sit back, relinquishing Ford's embrace, and he speaks again. Just a wave. What are you doing after this? When you get your car back, what do you do? I don't know yet. I'll see when I get there. It'll be comforting to think that Ford will still be here in Gravity Falls for summers to come, but you recall that Stan and Ford don't live on land anymore. They'll be setting sail again, exploring the seas and documenting the oddities of the world. From what you already heard about it, it's intense stuff that keeps them on the move and untethered. Ask Ford what he'll do when summer ends. Ford? Yes? On second thought, you're not sure you want to hear his answer. Your gaze catches on the pole, and you change your mind. You want to jump in the pool with me? What? It'll be fun. But I have no swimsuit. I haven't swum in years. Ford? You stare at him, wide-eyed. Trust me. Ford considers this, opening his mouth and raising a pointed finger to begin his rebuttal, but decides against it. I'll give you 5 seconds until I cannonball. You face the pole and prepare yourself to do said cannonball. And be a coward? No, I'm getting in the pool with my clothes on. Five seconds turn into 10. By the time you turn around and tell Ford you're ready, you stop. Because because not only is he standing there, but he's down to his just his pants. Well, that's a surprise. I thought you said 5 seconds. I thought you said no swimsuit. I was compared. Liar. Ford squirts at you. Squats at you. Well, here goes nothing. And with that, he jumps into the pool, leaving you at the sidelines in a very wet since his impressive drive splash zone intended to. Well, he comes back for hair. His floppy hair plastered against his forehead, covering his eyes. And you? Cannonball. You take a running start and jump into the pool, hearing Ford becoming booming laughter. As soon as you hit the water, once you come up, he sticks his hair back to see you and grins darkly. Solid entrance. A bit messy on execution. I would normally give you 8 out of 10. Ford swims over to you and wraps you in a hug. But since it's you got a perfect score. You feel your face heat up at that, but you return his embrace nevertheless. And since you fell for my cunning plan, with that, Ford ducks you underwater, cheater. Cheater! What are you gonna do? Dunk me under too? As soon as I catch you, I'm gonna. Leaving is spent, acting like a toad goose in the water, and by the time the sun goes down, you're soaking wet, but blissfully happy. I think that is actually 100%. At least close to it. It's your last day in Gravity Falls. Weeks ago, you worried today would never come, but now that it's here, you don't know how to feel. Just yesterday, when Stan told you your car was good to go, you wanted to believe that there was something still left for him to fix. And yesterday evening, after your final dinner with the whole Pines family and Sue's back-breaking goodbye hug, you had almost resigned yourself to letting go. But now, in the clarity of daylight, you realize that these weird and wonderful people who have to disappear from your life for good, you always have the memories and you still be able to keep in touch through letters, packages, and video calls. They won't be able to get rid of you, even too late, suckers. Cherish friends for life. When you make your way out of the shack, you're met by the pines and waddles of all gathering besides a large trap covering what you guess is your car. A large tarp covering what you guess is your car. They're taking amongst themselves still until they spot you. There she is. Thought you were gonna miss the big reveal. Now you guys. Ford and Stan each take an end of the tarp, pulling it off with a force as Maple and Dipper throw handfuls of Cathay in the air. Ta-da! The reveal is indeed your car. Besides a couple of nicks here and there, it's hard to believe it's the same one you crashed just weeks ago. Heck, it probably runs better than it did when you first got it. I don't know about that, because mine would be a truck, and it's a Toyota. Toyota's built to last. It looks amazing. You take it in, running your hands along the hood and marveling at the spotless windows. Okay, that's a lot better than mine. I can't even reach the windows. Ford, can I call you next time I need a tune-up? If this is what happens when you use that magnet gun, I might ask you to tow my car more often. Yes. Well, perhaps we'll find a middle ground. Hey, no love for me, huh? Don't forget who got ya out of this mess in the first place. I could never. Trust me. I think of you every time I can use my windshield wipers without jamming the button. You laugh, giving Stan a big hug in gratitude. Thank you, Stan. He turned to the whole family, taking a moment in. And thanks to you all for everything. It's been great. A few more car keys back in your hand, and you lock your car and load your belongings into the trunk. Maple comes up and hands you a package wrapped entirely in ribbons and bows, winking. Just something to remember us by. Stan calls from where he stands with Ford to the left of your car. I don't know what is, but it's from me too. And me. Dipper simply shoots you a thumbs up, and when he look at the label on Maple's gift, you see his name is already on it besides hers. Open it. You're about to pull the ribbon, but Maple guides you. No, you gotta open it in the road after you leave. Or, well, after you stop at a rest stop, because you're driving. Please don't get into another accident. You tuck the gift in the trunk on top of everything else, making sure it'll be safe from being crushed. After Maple and Waddles come up to you as well, it snorts up at you. You give the little guy a loving pat, and you're going to miss that pig. You're going to miss Gravity Falls too. I don't know what to say, except I guess you're about to say goodbye when Ford interrupts you. Just wait. Oh boy. Come on, kids. Back in the house. Nothing to see here. But I want to see. Stan shoos the kids back in the shack, leaving Ford and you alone outside. Ford steps closer to face you. Did you wave? I've never been great at relationships. In college, I ruined what chances I had, and everything after that is best left forgotten. Bill. But I think I want to try this with you, Digimon, if you have me. I want this too, Ford. I think this will work. I want to keep in touch, Ford. I want to ask for your number ages ago, but the shack's landline is exactly private. I don't think you own a cell phone. Oh no, Stanley's the one who bothers with the cellular phones for the kids' sake. But I connected my watch to the interweb. As they say, and you can send me electronic mail, or Ford hands you a piece of paper with parts of his cursive peeking from the folds. You almost start to unfold it before Ford places his hand over yours. You can send me a letter. This one is just to start us off. You look at him and feel the desire to kiss him. You lean up to give him a parting kiss on the cheek. When you step back, he's blushing. Wait, I think I'm ready for another kiss. one on the lips if you're... I'm so ready. He laughs and looks at you with a warm smile. His hand comes to your side of your face, the touch tender, and he leans in to kiss you. He's so soft and surprisingly confident, and... Oh my gosh, I did it! I won! Grunkle, stand! Fork over the free dollar bill! Fork over that $3 bill. There's no such thing as a $3 bill. There's $2 bill. And you had witnessed Maple's excited voice fading to the shack with her footsteps. Shoot, I thought turning away from the house would work. So much for privacy. But you're grinning, and so is he. And he laughs. You know, Digiwife, meeting you has made me incredibly glad that I made that mistake with the magnet gun. Not that standing here was positive. Not the stranding you here was a positive, but remember me, alright? Same to you. Don't forget me while you're off saving the world on the Stand-O War. Goodbye, Ford. Ford watches you get into your car and start up the engine. You turn onto the road with ease, and in the rear mirror, see Ford waving goodbye, as well as Dipper, Maple, and Stan from the shack. You smile at the sight and say a last goodbye in the quiet of your car, watching until you have to focus on the road once more. In a little while longer, you're through the town, back into open road. A sign passes on the right, now leaving Gravity Falls. It's not until you are at the next stop that you think about opening Maple's gift, or the Pines family's gift. You unwrap it to find a Mystery Shack souvenirs, a small knitted square Maple has thoughtfully labeled as a mug sweater, and a photo. Aww. I love it. The end. Thanks for playing. And that was Swooning Over Stands, where we did the fourth route. Hopefully, eventually I'll do Stan's route, Stanley's route, but for now, if you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help a lot, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time.